Crystal Method, now, you guys had more of a challenge, somewhat. You went to Detroit. You're with Martha and the Funk Brothers.
They all liked each other. That was good.
Well, they do.
that was
they do, but it seemed like Martha was an interesting personality to figure out in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, she, from the onset, she was just really, she was really nice. And, and she stayed that way until it actually came down to actually cutting the vocals and her, and us springing the vocals on.
I wouldn't say she was nice. She was feisty from the beginning. Amir, how quickly did she redirect the production on that? Immediately we went down to meet her, and you guys had everything lined up, and she was like, I'm hungry. Right. We're gonna go over here. Rita Coolidge has got a place around the corner. I mean, remember, you guys were all scrambling. We don't have okays. She's like, don't worry about it. I know them all. We got there. Somebody gave up a table for us. There was somebody that was a friend of family, and we started getting into the stories over breakfast that just were, I mean, just amazing. That she played in a. I said, have you ever played Vegas? Because we're from Vegas, and she said, yeah, I play Vegas. Yeah. It was like me in one room, Elvis in another room, and let's see, I think Red Fox was in it. I was like, what? It's like, tell me that story. And she would go in. I went in and saw Elvis. He's really quiet, you know. And just these things that she's experienced that were just wow. She has the ability to tell a story and take you back to that moment, and so we knew we got that in her voice and in her music. Nowhere to Run is just one of those amazing songs.
Well, also, you wanted to make sure there was a consciousness in the lyric and something that related to the story of Detroit.
Yeah, that's where we were going with the lyrics from the beginning. And we didn't realize how much of a participant she was going to be in the songwriting until we started actually to do it. But in the end, it turned out to be great. You know, she still has, you know, that artistic integrity, and she wanted to get her voice on there, you know, her artistic voice as well as her voice literally. So that worked out.
And the theme of it, Detroit, people leaving Detroit, she stayed, and it kind of, the whole thing that's going on in the world with people losing their homes and Occupy movement, that it just kind of all came together, and I think it speaks to people in a different way, and I think it's a positive track. So much of R&B and soul lifts you out of wherever you are when you hear it, and that was the goal. You know, we initially wanted to make a funky, really tough sort of throwback track, but in the end, I think we have all that sound, but the background vocals, her vocal, it's a very positive thing at the end. I was just telling a story. I have a 3-year-old that I have captured her yesterday. I was in the other room singing along. Dad, I want to hear that song. I want to hear that song. I'm not leaving. She was singing it, and to be able to make something that speaks to a 3-year-old and speaks to a 30-year-old and it speaks to an entire city, entire movement, I think that's special.
Well, you know, I think that there is funk in what you do as the Crystal Method, and Skrillex, I feel like there's rock in what you do.